A preconsidered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Brannan authorizing a full 40-year Article 11 tax exemption for the preservation of 7 buildings in Councilmember Salamanca's district. And a preconsidered resolution sponsored by Councilmember Brannan authorizing a partial 40-year Article 11 tax exemption for the preservation of 2 buildings in Councilmember Stevens' district. Next, we'll vote on the following land use items: the Timberley Terrace Empire State Development Corporation grant application, an HPD request for the council's support for the city's application requesting $4 million in capital funding from the Empire State Development Corporation under the Restore New York Communities Initiative for the reconstruction and redevelopment of the Timberley Terrace project in Councilmember Salam's district. 97-22 Cresco Place disposition, an application for the disposition of city-owned property in Councilmember Williams' district. The council will be modifying this application to limit the disposition to residential use. 817 Avenue H rezoning will facilitate a new 9-story mixed-use building with 42 housing units, 11 of which are affordable under MIH Option 1, community facility space, and 20 accessory off-street parking spaces in Councilmember Lewis's district. The council is modifying this application to reduce the rezoning area to require a transition in height from the development site to neighboring homes and to strike the MIH Option 2 and add the deep affordability option. Lastly, 2 applications in Councilmember Osei's Brooklyn district that will facilitate 100% affordable housing development. 281-311 Marcus Garvey Boulevard, an application to facilitate 2 9-story 100% affordable mixed-use buildings with 155 housing units, as well as community and commercial spaces. 1289 Atlantic Avenue rezoning, a 100% affordable 14-story mixed-use building with 112 housing units, ground floor community and commercial spaces, and 39 accessory off-street parking spaces. The council is modifying this application to strike MIH Option 2 and add the deep affordability option. Today, we'll also vote on the following pieces of legislation. Resolution 15, sponsored by Councilmember Julie Menin, would call on the New York State Legislature to pass and the governor to sign the New York Child Data Privacy and Protection Act and Stop the Addictive Feeds Exploitation for Kids Act. Introduction 341A, sponsored by Councilmember Mercedes Narcisse, would amend the Student Health Report, which is submitted annually to the Council by the Department of Education, to include reporting on the number of students with sickle cell disease or trait. This report is important because nearly 65% of public school students identify as Black or Latino, and sickle cell disease is most prevalent in people of African ancestry. I invite Councilmember Narcisse to the podium to discuss her important legislation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning or good afternoon? Good afternoon at this time. So I am happy to be here to talk about sickle cell disease because as a registered nurse and myself carrying the trait, it's not easy, and I have 2 nieces with the sickle cell disease. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude toward you, Madam Speaker. You've been amazing, and you've been actually pushing forward to address the inequities not only in healthcare but every aspect. So thank you for your help. And I have to say, give credit to my colleague, Chair Rita Joseph, Chair of Education. When we spoke about it, she was excited, and she put some input to make the bill what is it today. As a former triage ER nurse, I know that effective treatment begins with accurate diagnosis. This legislation is our way of diagnosing the gaps in our healthcare system, particularly in how we address conditions like sickle cell disease, which is disproportionately affects African American communities and other minorities. We aim to shed light on these disparities, bringing them to the forefront of our health policy discussions. It's about time, and it takes 34 women to get it. So, and the men that with us as well. We appreciate. By mandating, we have to mandate comprehensive health reporting. This bill allows us to pinpoint where the needs are greatest and to strategize on how to meet them. We are setting the stage for a more equitable distribution of health resources, ensuring that every student, regardless of their background, has access to care they need and they deserve. Today, as we advocate for this bill passage, we are making a strong statement that in New York City, healthcare disparity is unacceptable, and that we are committed to ensure that no community left behind. thank you once again, Madam Speaker, and all my colleagues that are going to support this bill. It is important, and it's about time that we not just speak, but we actually not talking, but addressing the community needs. We have to walk it with the community. So thank you, Madam Speaker, again. I appreciate your time and your commitment to the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lastly, we will vote on Introduction 110A, sponsored by Councilmember Alexa Aviles, which would require the mayor's office or an agency designated by the mayor to provide an annual report to the council on the implementation of the Permanent Affordability Commitment Together, or PACT, program. The information provided would include the developer partner and property manager selected to manage the property, hired subcontractors, total repair costs for each conversion, the number of days it took a developer to resolve work orders, and more. This legislation will bring needed transparency to NYCHA residents, the council, and the public about the impact of the PACT program, and I invite Councilmember Aviles to discuss her important legislation.
Thank you, thank you. Good afternoon. Excited room, huh? I am just so proud to be here that we will be voting on this Introduction 110 on this legislation. As the former chair of the Committee on Public Housing, I am so glad that we are able to codify reporting on some really fundamental details around the now 7-year-old initiative called the Permanent Affordability for Commitment Together, or PACT program. Countless public housing hearings go by at which NYCHA touts this program's dual goals of both improving the authority's bottom line as well as improving the conditions for public housing residents. This past fiscal year alone, NYCHA allocated nearly $500 million into this privatization push, and yet the agency has not conducted a serious analysis or provided the public with coherent and consistent data across all of the conversions. So while NYCHA has made improvements in these 7 years, we deserve to understand how PACT's effectiveness is, especially since we continue to maintain a robust pipeline into this program. So I'm deeply grateful to Speaker Adams and to Chair Banks, who've also seen the importance of this bill's reporting requirements and have lent their support to its passage. Additionally, this legislation truly just would not be possible without the robust conversations with NYCHA residents, both pre and post conversion, with our advocates, Residents to Protect Public Housing, the Red Hook Justice Center, Community Voices Heard, and so many more. And of course, I have to thank the staff who worked on this legislation, particularly Connor Mealy and my Legislative and Budget Director, Christina Bottego. So Intro 110A really unearths some basic functionality around the PACT program. It talks about it. It reports on how vacancy rates have fared, and I'm really proud to advance this legislation in a very opaque system. So happy to answer any questions, and thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Councilmember. That does conclude our stated agenda, and with that, we'll take on topic questions first.
On topic like that's going to happen in the stated, it doesn't have to be about those three. We'll keep on topic to the bills.
What we just addressed, the legislation.
Great bills, everyone. Great bills. Support. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Glad to grab your questions on those.
Yesterday, the mayor said you're one heck of a dancer, mentioned Bayside.
Come on.
So yes, I am.
Nonverbal response.
I am a heck of a dancer. I'm still a heck of a dancer, actually. So, yeah, I would agree with that statement.
Okay, two more questions. The signs on the council members' desks, the ceasefire cancel.
Yeah.
They've been up for months. Why now? What changed? And then secondly, what happens if a council member does not comply?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We have allowed a lot of, levity and grace when it comes to the signs on the desks in chambers. The war in the Middle East has caused a lot of pain to exponential numbers of people. including members of our city council, my colleagues. Why now? Well, in accordance with council rules, council members are prohibited from displaying signs in the council chambers during council meetings that are out of order or affixing signs to the historic desks. Now, those desks may not seem too historic to some folks, but, and Jeff is smiling, those are very, very old desks. They do carry tradition, and I can let you know that. Sometimes the materials that are used for the posters can cause damage to that property. No one of us owns that property in the chambers. All right, that is it belongs to institutional city council. And again, the desks are historic, and truthfully, this is a common type of regulation observed by many legislative bodies. It's not uncommon at all, you know. So we're not unique in regulating this. And additionally, council members' desks, you know, once again, they are city council, city property, historic property, and we're going to respect the rules.
But they've been using those same desks like a few months ago when they first started placing the signs. There's too much tape now with all of the signs?
No, as I just said, we've allowed a lot of grace when it comes to the signs in the chambers. And now we are going, we're going to restore decorum of the chambers, and we're going to respect the rules.
And then for the punishments though, is there, if they don't comply, is there something happen?
We would hope that everyone follows the rules. I mean, that's something that we even teach our children. Everybody has to follow the rules, and I would hope that my members would comply. We'll just leave it there.
I want to ask about the borough jails, but just quickly to follow up, I mean, what do you say to the pushback that this is sort of restricting free expression?
You know, Bobby, this really doesn't have anything to do with freedom of expression. It's got nothing to do with obstructing members' abilities to exercise their First Amendment rights in accordance with council rules during all of our proceedings. And, you know, I would really urge any members that do have an issue with First Amendment rights really to familiarize themselves with the council rules and the U.S. Constitution and what the First Amendment is.
And on borough jails, as you know, the contracts for the Queens and Bronx borough jails now look like completion will be pushed out to 2031, I think. So given that the law requires records to be closed well before then, I mean, what does that tell us about what's going to happen here?
I still hearken to our commission, and we are still waiting for the results of the commission to come back. It is concerning that the completion dates for those contracts are delayed and that the administration hasn't fulfilled the commitments to the investments and solutions that we need to reduce the jail population and actually move towards closing Rikers. As you said, the law does require Rikers to be closed by 2027. And again, we're going to hope to hear the results from the commission that we put in place to get the city back on track, and we're going to await their forthcoming recommendations on the jails. Hi, Ethan.
So last week, Chief Chell, skipped the city council hearing on the NYPD.
Did you miss him, Ethan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to hear.
I
what
did
he had
too.
to say. But during the hearing, the NYPD's legal affairs head, many times to your questions said that he couldn't answer them because of the DOI investigation that was launched a day before. But then Chief Chell continued the same behavior that you wanted to ask about. Do you think that's a glaring contradiction there? And, what does it say that you skipped that hearing? And then also, on a separate topic, earlier this week it was reported that the council is, well, specifically, you're looking to advance legislation that would make the mayor run high-level appointments by the council. I guess, what appointments would that cover, and what's the reasoning for that legislation?
Thank you. I'll address the first question first because it has to do with conversations that we're having right now on advice and consent, and there's no legislation to comment on, so there really isn't anything further to say on that part. As far as the NYPD and what goes on social media, it was very disappointing that high-level NYPD chose not to, or were instructed, I don't even know, not to come to our hearing. But the conduct that's displayed by certain NYPD executives on social media, you know, we can say that, you know, it's been unprofessional, inappropriate, and it's been dangerous. I've said it before, particularly coming from the agency that's tasked to preserve peace, tasked with the safety of New Yorkers. And some of the comments have been inflammatory. They've been incorrect. And I quite frankly can't see how this approach actually improves public safety. I can't see how it builds public confidence in the department when some executives are actually attacking members of the public, attacking journalists, attacking elected officials, and thinking that this is okay, that this behavior is all right. It really does make the work of the dedicated rank and file officers harder. I can let you know that rank and file officers are not proud of this. I've spoken to a lot of them. They're a bit embarrassed by it. And it's you know, it's in the current vernacular, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
One more thing on the sign. Yeah, did something change? Like, was there a complaint from a member, or was this from within your own office that you decided to enforce the sign on the desk rule? And then second, with Randy Mastro, it's been a month. He's been meeting with members. Are you planning to meet with Mastro to hear him out? And also, are you hoping that the mayor's office chooses another corporation counsel to nominate instead?
I'll deal with the desk stuff, which I already addressed. There were no complaints on the signs. It's just something that, again, we felt that we'd given a lot of latitude for members, you know, to express themselves via the signs, and now it's just time. Let's just go back to the rules. As far as Randy Mastro, sure, I'd meet with him. You know, I would meet with him. I have not. You know, and officially, Jeff, we still have no nominee. So I'll you know, harken back to that response also. We still have no nominee on paper to speak of, but sure, I wouldn't mind meeting with Randy Mastro. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's get to work.
Yes, let's do it.